Today on Advice Unfiltered, the hood of a Jaguar makes a good place to have sex. Reverse cowgirl works your quads. And be a grower and a shower. Why just be one? Advice Unfiltered. Welcome, Tony Rodriguez and Christopher David, and this is Advice Unfiltered.
We're back. We survived 6 episodes.
6 episodes, bro.
All right.
That's crazy.
That was
our
our
number 6.
That was our first goal.
Right.
Get past 5.
Yeah, we're doing it.
All
Doing
right.
it. Thank
And,
you guys for watching. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you for everyone on all these things. And yeah, I think we got to cup these things, right? People think we're drinking.
Yeah, don't let them think we're drinking. We're not drinking anything but water.
Or Coke Zero if you're out there.
Water, H2O.
This is where I'm a horrible fitness. I'm a horrible fitness person.
Yeah, Coke Zero. What the hell, bro?
Someone's gonna take me out. That's fine. It's
I thought it was that Jack Coke stuff, man.
No, you know what it is? I keep bringing it, but the problem is like I fly out tomorrow, so.
Oh yeah, where are you going tomorrow?
I fly to Tampa tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
I fly. I go to Tampa quite often, but it's nice. You land and it's gonna be 80. It's St. Pete. It's like the best.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite places in
Yeah,
Florida.
St. Pete's nice.
So, all right. So, catching everybody up. So, welcome back. We're on episode 6. Shout out. We are trending. I just saw that we are on Spotify in 5 episodes, over 1,500 listens just alone.
Really?
Yeah.
Spotify, 1,500 listens.
Already, yeah, downloads.
That would be all because of you.
Yes. So, all of you guys, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for love and support.
In a really good way. You can find us everywhere. So, for you guys who don't know, never joined us before, this is behind the scenes. So some of you are like, what the hell's with all the curtains and the green screens?
Yeah.
This is the behind the scenes. So you can join us live. If you're on my feed, you can go ahead and join us live at Team David 72 on Instagram. So you can see your questions. We can see it come up. Or you can just join us live on TikTok. You can follow Chris on his TikTok, and you can see this handsome man's face, and all the questions come up for us. And outside that, another several hundred questions came in, which is fantastic. But also, just so a shout out to everybody, so everybody knows, we take questions, and I get this a lot of times because you can submit questions to us at questions@adviceunfiltered.com, which is an email address. And for some reason, it becomes confusing to people because they search for it on Google or they think it's a web page. So what I've decided to do is we're building out a web page. So it'll be done next week. So you'll actually be able to go onto our website. You'll be able to submit questions, and I'm setting it up so that we can take video questions.
Video questions?
Yeah, so people will be able to submit video questions, and we'll be able potentially to pop them up.
Pop them up behind us?
Yes.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And then,
so hear that? Video questions, you guys send in videos, we'll pop them up behind us.
Yeah.
Be part of the show.
Yeah, so what we'll do is outside of taking questions and giving you guys shout-outs, which we really appreciate, it's fantastic, we'll pop up maybe a few people a week, and you guys can submit your video questions, and we'll take those on answer for you. So, yeah, we're evolving.
Evolving. We're growing.
We're growing.
We're growing. Shout out, bro. We are growers, not showers. Is that right? No showers, not growers? We're growers. We're growers.
Growers?
We're growers, not showers.
How about we're both?
We're both. We're showing and growing.
We're showing and growing.
showing and growing. I'm down about that.
It's like, why? I would love for the next person they ask me that, like, are you a shower or a grower? I'm just going to go, I'm both. And just walk away and not say anything.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Like, aren't you both?
Just add water.
Just add water. All right. So, as always, we appreciate it. How's your week, by the way? Anything crazy this week?
Hung out with my son. Did the whole dad thing.
No, it's awesome. I saw the videos. Got some beach time in, right?
Got some beach time in. It was actually nice out. So we got to go hang out at the beach for a little bit.
Yeah, 60 today.
Yeah. Of course, then I worked all day, so it didn't really matter. I was at work from 7 to 7, man. So it didn't really matter. It was nice to see it from the window.
Well, that's always the beef. Like I fly to Tampa quite often, and I love going. I love the company I work for, and the people are great. But when people are like, "What'd you do?" I'm like, "I worked all day." So every now and then I'll walk out the building and make a circle, and that's
about it. That's what I did. I went outside for a little bit.
Yeah, we talked about it last time. When I go down there, even when I'm done work, you would think there's all this stuff to do, but I got to be honest. I go to the gym and I go chill in the hotel.
Yeah.
So I'm boring. All right. So in a good way, we had some really good questions come in. We had some people. Now you've started a trend. I cannot tell you
Oh,
how many
no.
people were like, so where can I get my book signed?
Oh, no.
And is Chris flying out? Is
I
he-
started a trend. Huh?
So what we'll have to do is what we'll probably wind up doing in the next few weeks
Was
is
that a big question? Like a lot of people were asking that?
yeah, because you started a trend.
Oh, man. Fuck.
No, which is great. Look,
Yeah.
by the way, we really appreciate it. You know, in the future, a couple of things that'll be coming down the pipe. Well, obviously, we can easily just do a PO box. You know, I don't know if you want to give people.
I guess I'll have to do that. Somebody else, shout out to the lady who I should have brought it. I didn't even think about it. I'll bring it next episode. Remind me.
Oh, the
But
picture.
the picture. Yeah, somebody made a really cool picture of me and mailed it to me. That was really cool. Thank you. That was freaking awesome. I have to bring that with me and show me next time.
Yeah.
Oh man, I am really messed up tonight. I also have bagels for us, dude. My freaking one client gave me a whole bag of bagels, and I forgot to bring it in.
Oh,
dude, I know.
Are they local bagels?
Yeah, dude. Freaking yeah, they were all homemade. I'm gonna have to bring them in.
Homemade bagels?
Yeah, they're like made it. Well, he has a shop. Like he has a shop, but you know, they're all his.
What's the shop called?
Oh, I don't even know, dude.
Oh,
I'm a terrible friend.
Because by the way,
Terrible friend.
their bagel, especially in the Northeast, the best bagels.
Yeah,
in
dude,
New
I
York,
got
New
a
Jersey.
huge. Yeah, I got a huge bag of them, dude, and he delivers them to New York and New Jersey.
And-
yeah.
We have no
But-
affiliation, but shout out to Red Bank, the Red Bank train station, bagel station down here.
Is it good?
I mean, maybe the best bagels I've ever had.
Really? Well,
I mean,
next to my clients.
But I want to see. But that's what I want to say. Bring them in.
Yeah,
it's
let's
all
bring 'em
about the
in.
water and where it comes from.
Yeah. No, freaking, and also Kevin. Kevin's crazy pickles, man. Listen, Kevin, I got your order too, dude. I haven't had a chance to sit down and actually eat them yet. He sent me a bunch of pickles, dude. I got to bring those in too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes pickles. Kevin's crazy pickles or whatever. So shout out to Kevin, man. If you can, I'm a terrible friend. I'm a terrible friend.
I wouldn't say that, but
Yeah, I got to do better.
no. But look,
Yeah.
we get a lot of, in a good way, as podcasts grow. One of the things I've noticed, especially with a lot of podcasts I follow, is they hang up. When you accumulate a lot of the stuff. You know, obviously, like our studio here.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Shared Universe Podcast Studio. They're awesome. You can follow them, but they have one of these days we'll turn the cameras around for you guys. They have an awesome amount of stuff on the wall.
Yeah, they got some cool stuff, man.
But there's a podcast called Bad Friends, which is one of my favorite podcasts, a comedy podcast. But all the stuff on the wall is fan art,
Oh yeah.
or like Theo Von does
Yeah,
that.
no, I have to do that. We'll have to get a PO box and
Yeah.
and that way you guys can mail. I'll sign your books. You mail them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and then in the future, who knows? Maybe we'll do some advice unfiltered merch. You know, throw it out there. Who knows? You can have the logo in the front. You can have Chris shirtless on the back. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, that's what they want. Chris shirtless in the back of the shirt. Yeah.
Or on the front.
On the front.
Or on underwear. Whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever.
A banana hammock.
You
Chris
never.
in a banana hammock.
It's every Valentine's Day when I see that like ad when you can put faces on stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Could you imagine? You go sign books. You go to Ireland. Now you have your face on banana hammocks.
Oh, that's
Things are taking off, Chris.
That's the dream, bro. It's the American dream. My face on a banana hammock. That's what I've been shooting for.
Yeah. So, but the first question came in, and that's really what it was. It was so Daphne. Daphne wrote in. She just finished your book. Loved it, by the way. And then I see in your bio you're a painter. Excuse me. Do we have a secret Michelangelo in our midst? What else are you hiding?
Yeah.
Tell us everything. But on that
funny.
note, do you? I didn't know you paint. You paint?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's
A deep breath. You're like,
yeah, I paint. I'm a man of very. I don't know. I got a lot of talents. Freaking, I started painting with my son when he was 3.
okay.
Because his mom's a tattoo artist, and I could tell, like I was an educator, so I could tell my son was very much the arts and crafts kind of kid,
Okay.
Unlike my oldest son, who was the athlete. He was, dude, at 2 years old, I put on ESPN, and he sat there in his baby chair and stopped crying and just stared at the TV. So I knew he was going to be the athlete, So I wanted to do something with him that we could both learn together, right? Because I never painted before. Except for like, in high school, which I don't really count as, And so I started painting with him, and we picked out. I let him pick out paint. He picked out glow in the dark paint. So we started painting, and like the first painting we made was like a baby hawk under a tree,
Okay.
kind of like with the Van Gogh sky,
Oh, nice.
and so it was the whole thing like kind of glow in the dark, and it was like one of the first paintings I did with him, and then so I started doing it for fun, just doing it as a hobby, just kind of like for my own peace of mind, and I wasn't dating, I wasn't doing anything except going to work and being a father, basically full time, and so it's something just to relax with. Yeah, and then I painted one for this girl for Christmas.
There you go.
Yeah, I painted this silhouette of a woman standing on the edge of a cliff looking at a giant full moon or the moon coming up, And so like she's black, the cliff is black, the sky's a blackish blue, glow in the dark paint, bluish glow in the dark paint, and then there's like the little silhouettes of white around her. So that when you put the black light on it, the moon would glow and she would just kind of like, pop out.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. Who would have thought, right? So then she broke up with me. like
Your stories are so great because they're always like there's a great part of it, and then it's like ... and then she bounced on me.
Yeah, then
give the picture back.
She chose this hillbilly looking motherfucker with this huge beard that fucking like
who doesn't paint, by the way.
Who doesn't paint? No, freaking and I actually gave her daughter those. That's another story. I gave her daughter a painting that I did with Batman and Joker. That's fucking so bad. I'm so mad. The painting dude was freaking amazing. Anyway, that's another story. Anyway, but yeah, so I decided not to give it to her. I decided not to give her the painting, and I was gonna like throw it away, right? Freaking. So I was like, "Fuck, what am I gonna do with it?" Like I spent hours doing it, like freaking, and I really liked it, and I had meaning behind it, I should be a man of my word. So if I make a promise with somebody, no matter if things go south or not, I keep that promise, yeah. So I put it on Facebook. Said, make me an offer. And I sold it for close to $300.
There you
freaking.
Hey, it's awesome.
So then people started like asking me about painting. So me and my son just painted, and I sold like 70, 75 or 74 paintings altogether.
I would say that you're really a painter then.
Yeah. So
lean into it. You paint.
Yeah. I mean, there's a painting that's hanging in the restaurant in Reading. There's a painting that's hanging in an art studio in I think it's Australia or Canada that somebody bought. Like, and there's a bunch of, but here's the deal. So I painted these paintings, and I only made one.
Okay.
Right. I never printed another one. I never made a copy of another one. I signed all of them and numbered them.
Yeah.
So that way, whoever bought them, that's yours, man. That's your property. Like you own that. Nobody else will ever have that. Nobody else knows. So everybody that has one has an original. But then I stopped. I got really busy with work and everything. But yeah, to answer your question, I like to paint. I think painting's a lot of fun. I always wanted to get into body painting. I always thought body paint. Yeah, like you see those body paint artists that like not not in a sexual way, but freaking, but like you see those.
No, but it's amazing.
It's amazing, right? Like you see this person, next thing they fold into something, it looks like an animal.
Oh, those people are amazing.
It's amazing.
Turns into a wolf or turns. Yes,
like,
I've seen it.
Three people come together, and all of a sudden they're like a giant like lion or something. Freaking this is pretty cool.
Yes,
this stuff was pretty awesome. But yeah. So I paint. Answer your question.
No, it's great. Well, I the only thing I can even think of back and then I used to give people was mixtapes. When you used to break up with somebody and just send them a mixtape.
I should do that. I should send a mixtape.
That's what you should do when you date someone and like you want them to just get an old school and make some mixtape. I don't even know that someone would know how to play it.
No, they probably look at it and go, "What am I supposed to do with that?
What is this?"
They probably start banging on the table. That's pretty funny.
You have to have an art. Like I do photography. For a lot of you people don't know, I'm a professional photographer. I've been that way for years. I've done what you've done on the other side of it. So like my wife has an original from a song she loves. I created an art. I usually use photography to create art. So my son's book that we did together, all the artwork is photography that I took and converted into sketches so people could color them. But then I did what you did. I used to, when people would go on dates, that would be how they would get me to go on a date with them.
Really?
They would be like, "Oh, you're a photographer?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." They'd be like, "Oh, can you do pictures for me?" And I'd be like, "Sure."
Sure. Well,
so I still do it. It's my retirement plan. But I've done it for some big companies, which is great. But I like just doing it for me. That's
it was. So here's what almost broke me is somebody requested a sheep, this portrait of a sheep they wanted, and it was like this American style painting, and like I'm self-taught. I'm not like a Van Gogh or anything like that. Like I'm not good, I hate all my paintings, but anyway,
by the way, Van Gogh might be I don't know that he went to school.
Yeah. So like the sheep one, the biggest thing was catching the eyes. You had to catch the eyes of the sheep because that's what stuck out in the picture. It wasn't the wool; it was the eyes of the sheep. Dude, I went through I think 25 fucking rough drafts, and then I almost said, "No, I'm never doing painting again."
Then you just said,
and then I did it, and then I finally did it, and they loved it. They loved it a lot, and it was really good. And then, Yeah, so I kind of stopped selling paintings for a while because it became a job, and that's not why I got into it. I got into it because it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it was relaxing. I don't really want to make money off of it. It really wasn't my thing.
Yeah, I stopped photography from because of work, because you lose time, but also I didn't really want to do it for money. But you know, hey, you never know when you're going to go back. Maybe someone wins a contest. You know, Chris will create some artwork for you. Yeah. You never know.
When I got spare time, yeah.
Whenever we find some spare
when I
time,
find some spare time, I'll start painting again.
But I don't know if it's Michelangelo. I believe it's Pablo Picasso, but it's one of those famous artists that till they never sold a painting all the way till they died.
Oh, yeah.
They never knew that they became the artist.
Yeah.
And now
Da Vinci was crazy, right? He ripped his ear off. Like, Da Vinci was crazy. So, or not Da Vinci, if you kid, Van Gogh. Van Gogh was fucking crazy. Fucking ripped his ear off, you know, to try to, you know, and then he killed himself. Freaking. So, like, you know, no artist ever sells paintings and becomes really famous while they're alive.
Well, that's so sad, right?
But it's sad, right?
But you also look
except Banksy. Dude, Banksy's amazing.
Banksy's amazing.
Banksy's amazing. I would love, listen, Banksy, if you're out there, if you've had a chance to watch this, I just want to let you know, I appreciate all your artwork. I think it's amazing.
It tells a story, has a message.
Is he the one that did the banana? He sold the banana and had it blow up or something?
I don't.
There was like a painting sold. It started on
fire.
No.
It wasn't a painting. It was a banana.
It was a banana taped to a wall, right?
Taped $6 million.
Yeah, $6 million.
Yeah, but no, Banksy did the one where they sold it, and then as soon as the guy bought it, someone in the audience hit it, and it shredded
right?
in real time.
In real time, yeah.
By the way, I just saw an artist sell...
oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
Ming just brought it up.
Yeah, Ming brought it up.
There it is.
I just saw an artist sold an invisible piece of art.
Is that real? I saw that too. Is that real?
I mean, look, I don't fact check everything on the internet, but let's see. Invisible. Yeah, look, there it is. Invisible art.
It's a real thing?
Yeah, artist sells an invisible sculpture. Dude, we're in the wrong business.
I have an invisible sculpture right now.
It's under the table.
It's so freaking big.
$18,000.
No way.
Look.
What kind of moron, dude?
Oh my God. So
dude, it's like there was crackheads selling golden painted bricks in Florida. I'll never forget the story. Painted these bricks gold.
Yeah.
And we're selling them as tickets to heaven. And when the cops busted them, they had like $8,000 in their pocket. Bro, I'm like, who the hell?
We are so in the wrong.
Well,
it goes back to what they say about art. The amount of money that someone pays for it is what they think it's worth, right?
Yeah.
So,
hey. Yeah, it's not about. So that's one thing I learned, right? One thing I did learn about doing art. Because like I said, I self-loathe on all of them, right? I can pick out everything I think is wrong with all of them. And it's not about what I think.
Yeah.
It's about somebody else's perception of the art.
Yeah, which is what makes art fantastic.
Yeah.
I had my wife was friends with a couple of people in that art world in New York, and I've been to a couple art showings, and I don't get it all.
No.
But you know, hey, that's part of being
I
an
knew
artist.
Robert Weiland when he had his shop in San Diego. He was the one that did all the giant whale murals and stuff on the side of walls. Real nice guy, real cool guy. And I meet Peter Lick. You know who Peter Lick is?
No.
He had that show On the Edge, but he was a really famous outside photographer.
Okay.
He did all his photographers with silver film.
Oh, that's awesome.
So when you put a light on it, it looked like it was shining like it was the sun.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool stuff.
All right. Well, Daphne, just so you know, yes, you do have a Michelangelo next to me. Yeah. And, you know, if you never know, he's got art. There's art out there. All right, Megan from New Jersey. We got a Jersey shout out. There we go.
Nice. What's up, Jersey?
2 things. It was really weird that these questions kind of went together, but I think Megan just rolled a bunch of them off. First off, how do you want to be remembered?
I don't even as a good father.
Yeah,
as a good father. You know, as a good role model. I don't know. I like to think that you know I'll be remembered as somebody who cared and helped a lot of people. You know, I think here's one of my things. So I don't know if you want to call it ego or not, but one of my things is that I want my legacy that when I'm gone and my kids to be at my funeral to hear how I was a good guy. You know, I want to hear him. I want to let them hear other people talk about me in a favorable light. Say, you know, hey, Chris helped me out with this. Chris helped me achieve this. Chris did. You know what I mean? Just so they can be proud. That's how I want to make my kids proud.
No, and I think, look, as a parent, it's the same thing. All I've ever wanted to be is a good person, and I want people to think that. I mean, in a genuine way. But I think my legacy, like yours, is the same exact thing. That when people look at our kids and they look at how great your kids turn out, and then they look at you and go, "Yeah, they were good. They were great parents." And you know, that's the
biggest thing, right?
And then she followed up with, right after, "How do you want to be remembered? What part of the body do you find to be the most sexy?" It was like a really weird way to go with these questions.
It sounds like one of my stories. So it was great, and then boom.
All right, so after you remembered and you're back to life,
After I'm back to life, huh?
what part of the human body do you find to be the most sexy?
There's a couple. I mean, if I had to put it in order, it would
Give
probably
me top 3.
eyes.
Eyes is
Eyes is huge for me.
I'll give you number 2, and that's the last 2 I have, and you already know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, eyes and the lips, and then the ass.
Look,
Yeah,
hey,
I'm an ass and leg man when it comes to
there is nothing better than a great ass.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is when I met my wife, the reason, I mean, there's a million reasons I fell in love with her, but she has an eye color that's almost yellow.
Yeah.
It's the only, and at the time I'd been a photographer for years, and we were trying to meet and cross paths, and we couldn't get anything together. And then one time I was in New York for a photo shoot, and she goes, "Oh, you should come do headshots." And I was like, "Cha-ching, I'm in." Yes.
And, yeah.
But doing pictures of her and talking to her and go date with her, I realized, I tell her to this day, I'm like, she still to me has the most beautiful face and the most beautiful eyes. I've never met someone with her eyes. No. And so eyes, lips, and a good nice ass. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
All right, Megan, there's your answer for you. We'll be remembered as good people, and we love a nice ass.
Yeah, ass and legs all day.
Anita from by the way, the Netherlands keeps it rolling.
Keeps it rolling. I noticed that. Listen, so I got to give a shout out to all you people on TikTok and on Instagram that have been following me from the Netherlands. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. Listen, I read all your comments, and I appreciate everybody's kind words and following me. Like, it's so kind of mind-boggling. If you can. Like, I did this other podcast the other day, and like when he was talking to his camera guy, he's like, "Listen, man, when you're dealing with a celeb," and I'm like, "A celeb?
Look at you!"
I'm like, "Yo, man, I'm just Chris, bro.
You're a celeb."
Yeah, I don't know. But thank you guys. I just want to say that.
Did you get good treat? Did you get a green room and did you get
I didn't
request
get any of
stuff?
It was at the gym, bro. It was that
what kind of celebrity treatment's that?
Yeah, it was. Well, I didn't have to drive anywhere. I was already there.
No, it's a good call. All right, the Netherlands. For work, I sit behind my desk and my laptop, and sometimes that makes it hard to get the necessary exercise in during the day. Do you have tips or anything I can do while sitting during a 2-hour Teams meeting? That is perfect for me because my life is wrapped around meetings. And I bought a walking treadmill, like the little ones you can slide into the desk. And so I find that useful every hour. We'll just get on there and walk for 10 minutes. People don't realize if you walk 10 minutes, an hour here, an hour there, you will have walked for an hour throughout the day and you'll have gotten your steps in. So it's not the worst. But the other thing I would tell you, Anita, is get up early and get your workout in.
Yeah. I mean, you have to just make time. But, so there's a couple things you do, sit at a desk, like what he said, a walking treadmill, or you can do like calf raises.
Body weight squats.
If they still sell the Thigh Master, you can do the Thigh Master.
Oh, yeah.
Thigh Master?
There's one at my house. I know.
Yeah, you can do that. Suzanne Summers. Yeah. But yeah, there's just some things you can do. You can find things that you
push-ups.
Yeah. So here's the thing that I used to do all the time, right? And I probably should start doing. Well, I don't watch TV anymore, but if I did, so I used to do push-ups and sit-ups in between, or crunches in between commercials. So when a commercial would hit, it's 2 minutes, right? So I would take that 2 minutes to do that, and then after an hour show, it's like 15, 20 minutes of working out.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So it all adds up, So just find the time. You could even when you take your break, do some push-ups, do some dips. You can use your chair as a curling bar. Like you can take your chair out and lift it and use like a curling bar. There's just things you can do. You know what I mean? So use your imagination. That's probably the best thing about working out, is it's not like something you can't imagine doing something with. Like you can just find something like a jug of water and curl a jug of water. Push it over your head, do shoulder presses with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like those are just simple things you can do that if you use your imagination, you can find something around your office that you can lose as weight. And do some kind of exercise with.
By the way, shout out. It's really funny. So I see a friend of mine, Jillian, had messaged us on she sent me a message because we were talking about the box of pictures and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And she goes, "Don't forget you wrote in my yearbook that we were going to get married one day." And I remember that, by the way.
Somebody didn't forget that.
I remember that. Oh, she's great. Her and her family and her husband are awesome. But she's a great person. She's always been a great friend. So shout out, I see her on there. But the other thing I think, and I think you'd appreciate this, I think people have this idea that you have to go to the gym or the workout has to be an hour or 45 minutes to get anything out of it. And the reality of it is if you have 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there and 10 minutes there, like if you do,
It adds up.
if you do 10 push-ups an hour, which takes no time, but you do it consistently throughout the day, you'll look and you'll be like, oh, I did 100 push-ups
Yeah,
today.
no, absolutely, man. Yeah.
So, and
Yeah,
then-
reps don't have to be consistent. I mean, it'd be great if they are consecutive. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
of course.
But if you can't, then just repetition throughout the day. you know,
Yeah.
when you have the opportunity.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing. Again, when it comes to fitness, something is always better than nothing.
Yeah, and I think that's the big takeaway from a lot of these things we talk about. Something is better than nothing.
Yeah.
All right, so this one's really great. So we answered a question. We gave the best advice we could, and I said, give us a follow-up. It was about divorce and that your husband wasn't really giving you the attention, and both of us kind of sided on, well, maybe it's not the right relationship. And Jana wrote back in with an interesting follow-up from taking our advice.
Okay.
My divorce question was read in your second show. Chris was endorsing it as a good thing. So divorce is a good thing. That's, I got a lot of people who were like, "What do you mean?
Divorce is amazing.
Divorce is fantastic.
That's great.
Divorce is better than being in a shitty marriage. That's what I mean by that for
I
anybody.
did emphasize I lost everything in my divorce, right? I was homeless, right?
So a few
Anyway.
weeks have passed, and I'm finally doing the single mom thing. She took the wedding ring off, started to figure out how to be her for the first time in 25 years. Not really ready to date yet, but someone tried to flirt with me at a work event. I failed miserably. No idea what. And then it's like you don't know what to do. I joke about it all the time. I don't know that I could be single because I think I would. I don't know what I would do at this point. I'd be kind of lost for a while.
So I posted something the other day, right along the lines of this. I said, I don't know what dating. I don't know how to date anymore. Like I just look at somebody, go, "You want to ruin my life and have tacos?" Yeah, you just want to ruin my life and have tacos. There we go. That's what we're gonna do.
That's great. Yeah. So, failed miserably. When he replayed the situation in my head, I realized he was going out of his way to meet me. Should I mention? By the way, I should mention I'm an introvert, so these conversations are worse. So her question is, how do I recognize when a guy is making a move? Because this was so subtle, but maybe not subtle because I didn't realize it. I'm just trying to find a way to approach a good conversation. So. What do you think when you're back in the dating game? How difficult is it to kind of get back out there?
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess I'm back in it, right?
Well, first of all, she put by the way, she said she stood there awkwardly, said, "Nice to meet you," and then just wanted to get a drink, which makes sense.
So here's the thing. So you can tell when somebody's actually like flirting with you because they are going to make direct eye contact with you. They're going to look at you in the eyes, and maybe not like creepy but they're going to make eye contact with you, and they're going to smile, and look for subtle things like a blush, even men get a little red rose in your cheeks when they get excited to talk to somebody, and just pay attention to the gentle energy. You can tell when somebody's interested in you. If you just keep yourself aware of open to receiving, the energy or whatever. Sometimes people are shut off. There's they just don't know how to approach it. But you can tell. You can tell when somebody's like really into you and really wants to be around you and is flirting with you. It's just whether or not you want to receive it or not.
Yeah, and I think the key is she recognized it. So to her credit, it may be a little late, but I will say this: it was a work event. So guess what that means? You're probably going to run to that person again.
Yeah, you don't want to shit where you eat.
Well, I say it all the time. You don't want to,
Yeah, you don't want to date people where you work.
Yeah, Janice, here's our first really good piece of advice. Don't date people where you work.
No.
It very rarely, and I know someone's going to write in there, but my parents made it. You don't really want to date people at work. It's so tough. But, yeah, look, what the bigger picture out of this is that she went out there, she took a chance, she took the ring off, and guess what? Someone in the world
Kudos
likes
to
her.
you.
Kudos.
That's amazing. That takes a lot of courage. You know what I mean? Change is hard. Change is never easy. Stepping outside of your comfort zone is where you grow, though, right? It's where it happens, And here's the thing: if you don't try, you'll never know.
That's it.
Right? And what do you got to lose?
Shout out to the courage part. I completely agree.
Bravo.
So,
Bravo to the courage.
By the way, thanks for the follow-up. We appreciate it. And I like how her name now is Exotic from Massachusetts.
Exotic from Massachusetts.
It doesn't sound like you're too shy with a name like that as a call sign, but
Wait, is that who the question was from?
Yeah, Jana.
Exotic.
Jana tells the whole question, and at the very end, her name was exotic from Massachusetts.
Exactly. Doesn't sound very freaking
By the way,
extroverted.
way to get out there.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out. This is fantastic. So every time we get a new city or something new comes along, I'm always excited. On YouTube, which you guys can find us on YouTube. And like I said, if you guys are on here, remember this is all behind the scenes. So this is you guys joining and seeing. But the live episodes, once we're done taping and my man Ming over there professionally edits it so it looks way nicer, you can find us on YouTube. And two things on YouTube. By the way, I realized why when people search us, they find The Sopranos.
What?
So because in episodes, Tony Soprano is giving advice to his son, Chris.
No.
I didn't know that. So when
He's
you
giving advice to his son Chris.
Chris,
So when you Google
advice,
No,
advice unfiltered with Chris and Tony, we come up with The Soprano Show.
well, you know what? If you got to be in better quality company,
Hey.
I mean, hey,
It's good quality. But I want to give a shout out
How
because
you doing over there?
Hey.
Tony, how you doing, eh?
So we should be really big in the Italian Jersey community is what that
Yeah.
says. So, but here's a cool thing. Michelle wrote in on YouTube. She's watching from Cape Town, South Africa.
South Africa. Here's
Yes.
the thing. I got a big following in South Africa. Shout out to South Africa. I got some really cool people that follow me. They've been following me there for a long time, actually. South Africa.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. So thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, so if you're on YouTube, by the way, you can catch two things. You can catch us the podcast, which is great. You can also catch us live, or you can watch the actual finished product on the podcast. So you can see the video of it. But either way, shout out Cape Town, South Africa. Well, I love finding that, you have these crazy followings in some of the most unique places, but that's what makes the world great.
That's where we start somewhere, right?
Australia, the
Australia,
Netherlands, New
Canada.
Zealand.
Shout out to Canada,
Yeah. Speaking of Canada, Connie is, Connie is interesting enough. Connie is from Canada. She's probably
Connie's from Canada, I called that.
Connie's like our original follower, by the way. Like, you know how like when you start something, you start see certain people.
Yeah.
So shout out Connie. She's wrote questions in every single week, and somehow
Is Connie watching right now? It's her right there. Look, she just said me. Yeah, right there.
Oh,
Connie, look,
see,
she just said
it's
me.
Connie.
What's up, Connie? How you doing?
By the
Huh?
way, shout out Connie who asked
Shout out
tons
to
of
Connie.
questions. Connie wrote it. I love Connie's approach. She writes in regular questions, and then she goes down and goes, "Here's spicier ones." Then she writes in, depending on the mood of the show.
Right on. That's cool. That's cool, Connie. Right on.
By the way,
Appreciate the help,
shout out Ohio. My best friend just moved to Ohio, so him and his family and his daughter are watching. So shout out to Numbers family.
If we're shouting out people, we got to shout out
Yeah.
Indonesia's on.
Yeah, let's give them all love. So,
Indonesia.
all right. So Connie wants to know where. She loves you, by the way.
Okay.
Chris,
Yes, Connie.
where's
Yes,
the
Connie.
weirdest place you had consenting adult interactions?
Oh,
Where's the weirdest
my-
place you had sex, Chris? That's what Connie logs in for and wants to know.
Connie wants to know the weirdest place I've had sex.
That's what Connie wants to know. I mean, Connie had a
weirdest
couple
place.
questions, but I figured that's the one she logs in for. So,
Oh man, let me think about.
and by the way, she also ... She was another person that said, and Connie, I just want to throw it out there because you've been so nice to us. Where can I send the book? She bought your book,
Yeah.
and she wants you to sign it. So that's what sparked me to think about getting a P.O. box.
Yeah, we'll get
Yep.
a P.O. box. So where's oh man, there's a couple places that come to mind.
There's a
There's a couple places that come to
For
mind.
weird?
Yeah, for weird. Like, like what the fuck am I doing right now, place?
when you go home the next day and you're like, what did I do?
Yeah, like what am I doing right now? I guess I don't know, just to keep it like, not
So we don't get restricted on
so
TikTok
we
for
get
age
restricted,
restriction.
not make it relevant. Freaking, I guess a movie theater, maybe. You know what? A train.
A train?
Yeah. I'm such.
That's all the face.
No, dude. Like it wasn't like we had.
Where were you going?
It wasn't like we had a room. on the
Oh, well,
train.
obviously.
Yeah, it was like
Like a subway car in New York?
No. It was a train going to Florida. There's an Amtrak you can take from Maryland to Florida. You can put your car in it.
Yeah.
And it was in one of the commuted areas. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, on top of a Jag,
On top of a Jag?
yeah, on top of a Jag at a fair, on top of a Jaguar at a fair. Yeah, it was.
Well,
pretty-
are you? So here's an even better question. And a follow up on Connie's question, and Connie, shout out to you. Did people see? And did you care?
Jesus Christ,
Welcome to
Connie,
Advice
what are you
Unfiltered.
doing to me, man?
Way to go, Connie.
Yeah, way to go, Connie. Yeah, were people watching? In the weirdest place I've had sex.
Did you care people were watching?
No, I didn't really give a shit. I figured
Probably didn't even think about it at the time.
If you were watching, that was your fault for looking.
Was it your car?
No.
I always, you know what? Speaking of that, though, I always found it weird because when I lived in New York with my wife, and you're in whereas in Chelsea, Manhattan, everybody's windows there is no curtains, there is no shades.
No, there's no.
You could sit out on the balcony and just watch everybody live their life, and you have to run across it. For
oh my God, people are cheering on Connie right now. Don't.
Yeah,
cheer her
Connie,
on.
go,
don't
Connie.
Cheer her on, man. No, it's not. The fuck.
Connie's gonna have a whole section for me to go through next week.
Connie's gonna be like, yeah. Look, everybody's going, yay, Connie.
Yay, Connie.
Jesus Christ. No, I've had sex in a club place a couple times. I don't know if you can. I guess you call me a voyeur like that. I don't know. I like the idea of almost getting caught. Yeah. I like that the idea if you can almost
Well, it makes it a little more exciting, right?
Yeah, it makes it more exciting. Yeah, and the idea you're never gonna do it there again. You know what I mean?
Well, it sounded like you were like, it's fine if we do it here again. I don't really care.
Dude, I was in Dewey Beach, Delaware.
Okay.
When I'm in Dewey Beach, I showed up on a whim. I actually hooked up, and this is God's honest true story. Albert Einstein's great-great-granddaughter.
Albert Einstein's
Swear to God.
Did she lead in with that as a pickup?
She owned a high-end clothing store right there in the main strip.
Okay.
And there's this place called the Rusty Rudder. It's still there.
Oh, yeah. I know
Rusty
it.
Rudder
Yep.
Dewey, right?
Yep.
So there's a band that was playing there. God, what the hell were their names? They were really big. It wasn't Fuzzy Bunny Slippers. It was...
I didn't even know the Funny Fuzzy Slippers were big.
But they were in my area. There was 3 bands there. Oh, Bert Sienna. They were big.
They were big.
They were big. Yeah.
Yep.
So I knew. So Jeff, the lead singer.
Okay.
He used to people used to confuse him with me.
Okay.
So people, because we both had long hair at the same time, so people go, "Oh my God, you sang so great the other night." And I'm like, it wasn't fucking me, man. I don't fucking sing. So we became really good friends. So I end up, oh man, it's so bad. I should tell us. I end up like she bends over to get a beer and I end up banging her right there at the bar in front of what the band's playing, right next to the freaking band. So we go to leave, dude. We go to leave. I can't believe I'm sharing this, by the way.
But did she think you're the lead singer for this band?
No.
Oh,
she knew who I was. She knew who I was.
That would have made it even better.
Yeah. She knew who I was. So we leave, and the bars close at like 1 or something early. So she starts making out with this girl on top of her Jag. And I'm sitting, dude, this is like the second day I'm there. Like, I'm only there for like 2 days. And you're
like, I'm moving to Delaware?
Yeah, moving to Delaware. Well, so I got there late that night, and then this is the next day, right?
Yeah.
So then people are coming out of the bar, and they see these 2 hot girls making out on top of the car. And they start making a circle. The guy's like, "Whoa," and this cop comes over, and he goes, "Yo, man," he goes, "You got to break this up.
You got to break this up.
You guys got to break this up." I was like, "Oh, man." I was like, "Don't worry about it, dude. I got it." And I went over to get her, and he looks at me, he goes, "At least you got your pants on tonight." I was like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "I just fucking got here, man." I was like, Jesus
already
Christ.
Making an impression.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've done some weird things. Whatever.
All right, sweet.
Yeah.
Well, Connie, way to spice up the conversation.
Yeah,
there.
way to make me freaking. I'm sweating right now.
You're sweating and you've turned red, which is fantastic.
Yeah, fucking bright red, right? Yeah.
Oh God. All right. Well, Connie had a follow up. You want her follow up?
Sure, Connie. Let's give Connie the. Wow.
I'll give you one more, Connie. What's your favorite position? And don't say all of them because they're all great. I mean,
yeah, they're all great.
And is there a word? And we'll dot it. Is there one you don't like? And I'm not saying that that all of them aren't great. But
I like. Oh man. Connie,
all right, just what's your favorite?
Connie, you're not listening to questions anymore. No, Connie. No questions for Connie. Connie. Yeah, I like them all. I mean, I guess.
You got to go for one.
For one, I guess it'd be. Man, I don't know. That's tough. So I like having a leg up and have them sideways.
It's like artistic on here.
Yeah,
there we go.
Having them sideways. If we could, and like be on the floor and like hold the leg up and like all right, whatever. There you go. That's my favorite one.
No cramps ever pulled.
No, and I like swinging them. Like thinking about holding them like this and like anyway. I work out for a reason. Yeah.
Well, that is true. There is a reason why we work out.
Yeah.
It is to throw people around. So.
Oh man.
There you go. Look at you.
Connie, you're a bad girl. bad girl, Connie.
I'm clipping that part out for Connie, you're a bad girl. Cut. Advice Unfiltered live.
No, I just do it. You're a bad girl.
There you go. You can record that.
And then you can just put that on there.
There you go. That could be her ringtone.
It'd be a ringtone.
There you go.
That's so bad.
All right. Well, thank you, Connie, for that. Deborah writes in, no location, but Connie, I believe is, by the way, Connie, I believe is Canada. Deborah writes in, all right, just wondering, when did TikTok become a dating site? I've gotten approximately 74 messages from the men in the past month. First of all, let's make sure the real accounts, as Chris knows. How do you feel about dating someone you met online? Have you ever done it? So do you now? You don't date online. I think I had a good time with it, so I don't think anything wrong with it. But TikTok in particular, you have to get a lot of messages. On there, right?
I actually met my ex-girlfriend on TikTok.
I was gonna say, well,
I actually met the girl I was dating for 3 years on TikTok. She was the only person that didn't hit on me. You know, she told me I was a good.
Wait. So so she went in the easy way and complimented you without hitting
as a
on
father.
you?
Yeah, as a father.
Yeah, she found a way in. I mean, that's
yeah,
hitting on you, but like,
yeah, I guess. I guess it was. I just think it was.
She's got creative.
Yeah.
She beat all the other ones out. She
beat
was
them all
like,
out. Yeah, she beat them all out. Yeah.
I'm sure within 20 text messages, it was like, by the way, you're really, you know.
Well, I actually messaged her and I asked if she was real. Because I was like, wow, she's really hot. I was like, is she real? You know? Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So I don't know. Things happen, you know. Honestly, God, if it wasn't for TikTok, I wouldn't be sitting here with you.
Well, TikTok's an amazing, you know.
Yeah, it's an amazing tool. Like it's opened up all my doors for me. I don't use, and I'm gonna make sure I say this right in the camera. I don't use my social media for dating. Like I don't. And yeah, I get a lot of messages. If I go to my TikTok message right now, I think there's like 1,200 unread messages.
Something crazy.
Yeah, and then on my Facebook, I think there's like 957 unread messages, and then TikTok's right up there too, or Instagram's right up there. I'm sorry, I'm a busy man. I work all the time, so like if I freaking, I don't have time to read a bunch of messages, man. I just don't have it. I just don't have the time.
I mean, online dating is, first of all, shout out Deborah. I mean, you got people messaging you, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, it's always nice, and you never know. Like maybe you can meet somebody nice on there. I mean, I did. You know, I mean, the person I dated was amazing. You know, she's a good person. And it got me to this point here. You know, if you can, so you know, I wouldn't say close the door on opportunities. You know, just be smart.
Be smart.
Smart.
Did you see the crazy story about that just was in the news?
It's a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, with a 35-year-old guy.
Yeah. So you know, you have to be. You
gotta be smart.
Man. And listen, again, I can't say this enough. If you're talking to somebody the same as me on Telegram or on WhatsApp, I'm going to let you know it is not me.
No,
right?
You don't have 72 accounts.
No, I don't have 72 accounts. I don't have freaking WhatsApp. I don't have Telegram. Like I will never reach out to you and call you my fan and ask how much, you know, and I don't have merch. I have no merch yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
I have no merch yet. When you know, you'll know because I'll tell you.
And you can come to the official store.
And you'll come to the official store and get our merch.
Yes. Yeah. But people are really like jumping ahead of you. Like they've already got more. By the way, it was really not. I mean, it was interesting. But someone sent you, and you sent it to me, like an AI creation of like logos for us, and like clipped it together.
Yeah.
And so there's some fan art out there.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So all right, well, all right. So good to know. So Deborah, you look. Be careful. It's a lot of crazy people out there. Be smart.
And here's the other thing too. So on Facebook, since I've been able to block people that are imposters of me, I've been able to have to take. Facebook's really good at taking them down. TikTok, you suck at it. You suck. If you get, they're terrible at taking. They don't take any of them down. They say no violation. The guy's got my picture. He's got my picture of my kid. It has my name, but yet there's no violation. But Facebook's good about it. So what they've been doing is taking pictures of other guys, that are in my age bracket, and making other profiles, and then commenting on every single woman's comment on my post to try to lead them on. Okay, be smart. Check this stuff out. Make sure you know. If you see the guy only has like been on the freaking thing for a day, and he's got like 2 followers, and you know he's not real.
Or if you look and you see the same guy commented on everyone's post, it's probably not a good thing.
Yeah, on every single comment, somebody's commented the same thing. Like it's not a real person.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
All right. Anyway, let's go on to the questions here.
All right, Jessica from Austin, Texas. What is a funny or unusual tradition you have with your family? Do you have any with the kids?
Wait, what's the question?
So, what's a funny or unusual tradition that you have with your family? So, do you have any traditions with your kids or anything like that?
Yeah. So we see every Marvel movie together.
Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah, my oldest son, not so much as he moved away.
Yeah.
But that was like, so when we saw the last Avengers movie together, me and him, we cried, but we didn't cry because of what happened in the movie. Like Robert Downey Jr. died, we cried because we realized it was the end of a decade. It was the end of an era. You know what I mean? Like it was, and we watched the whole thing from the beginning to end. And me and him, you know, we didn't miss one movie together. And I started that with my youngest son too. You know, so I think, you know, seeing those, because that's the thing for me. Like when I was a kid, man, like I can tell you, I saw Spaceballs with my dad. I saw freaking Indiana Jones with my dad. I saw Star Wars with my dad. You know what I mean? Those are all like Jurassic Park.
Movies.
You know what I mean? Blazing Saddles. You know, freaking all those movies I saw with my dad. And so when when I think about reliving moments, it's easy to put it in a movie, right? So yeah, I just try to recreate that with my kids. I try to get them into fishing. They don't like it.
They're like, no.
No, they hate fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have the funny thing is my family, I love them to death. I hope they're not on. They have no traditions, which sucks. My family is the worst at traditions, but shout out to my wife and my son. We decided to make our own. So we really do have little odd end stuff that we do. Whether that's staying when we're at Thanksgiving, everyone has to say something that they're thankful for, or just little stuff that you could do. But if you don't have any, what I would tell you is build your own. Like you could do the Marvel movie thing is great.
Yeah.
And then hopefully your kid, takes that on to their family. So
my oldest son, I took up driving golf balls with him and playing golf with him, so that way we could do it when we're older. And then my youngest son, the painting thing. You know what I mean? That's what I was doing with him. So you just make your own. My family had one. They had the pork sauerkraut after freaking.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's after the New Year's.
I think
Yeah, it's New Year's. A good luck thing.
Yeah, fucking gross. I hate pork
sauerkraut.
Oh,
and
God, I hate the fucking smell.
Is it cabbage or there's another one like cabbage or something, right?
It's the sauerkraut. It's cabbage.
Yeah.
Blech.
I'm not gonna lie. I like sauerkraut and cabbage.
Do you? Yeah, I can't stand the smell.
I like sauerkraut on a hot dog at a baseball game, but I'm not going to be making it in my house for anything. So
yeah, no.
All right, Monique from Seattle, Washington. Is there anything specific that your upbringing did to shape the person you are today? What was your upbringing like?
My upbringing?
Yeah.
Rough.
Rough?
Yeah, it was rough. No, I mean, so my again, I'm not going to try to knock my parents. They did the best they could, right? There's no, being an adult and being a parent, you realize there's no perfect way to be this. You know what I mean? It's all trial and error, right? But yeah, now my parents got divorced when I was young. Me and my mom were homeless for about 2 years when she met my stepdad. And then my stepdad put us up in an apartment. And my stepdad, he was a tough son of a bitch. He was a tough guy. He made a paddle, That's,
yeah.
Yeah, we talked about this. Yeah, we talked about it called the Board of Education. You know what I mean?
The Board of Education.
The Board of Education.
Catchy name.
Yeah. And he wasn't afraid to use it. And so my stepdad thought, that child labor was an okay thing. What's the point of having kids if you can't make them work, So we grew up on a horse farm, and I had to push mow 3 acres. That was literally, I don't know, I'm kidding you, uphill. So I had to push mow 3 acres, and I had to take care of horses and dogs, and every year paint the barn, paint the house, paint the school. My parents had a daycare. I had to go over to daycare and work. So I worked. My summers, my day offs were considered work, and that's what they were. We worked, and I hated it at the time. I mean, now I have a great work ethic, but then I would see my dad in Florida every summer. He's one of the reasons that I am the father I am. Both of them are, but I made a promise to myself when I was 7, leaving my father on a plane, because I never wanted to leave him, and crying and going, man, I'm never going to do that to my kids. So that right there was a moment in time that I can actually relate to and go, it's the reason I fought for my kids. It's because I was never going to let them feel how I did on that plane that day, and leaving my dad. And but yeah, he would take me to Disney World every summer. We go out fishing on a sailboat and stuff like that. Yeah, that was fun. But every fall and winter, man, I was back to work.
Yeah.
I was back to work, bro.
Yeah, I can still remember. My dad was very, very blue collar. He really, I don't even think he graduated high school. Was a total dropout. Built a car from scratch, and then the day he built it, he drove it under an 18-wheeler and took the whole top off. And so my dad's a little bit of a psycho. But this is the one I tell my son this all the time. My dad walked in one day. I think I might have been 10 and my brother was 8, and he took a grill and he threw it in the living room and said, build it, and you guys don't do shit until it's done. But that was everything had to be built, everything had to be done, everything had to be painted. We used to go on plumbing jobs with him because he's a plumber. And, shout out to my dad. I am so handy.
Yeah, no, listen.
I hated it. It was great.
I did too. I look back at it now. He saved me hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Being able to fix my own car.
Hated it then.
Yeah. Oh, I hated it. Yeah, dude. If we could fix my own car. I mean, now I still hate painting the house because, so my stepdad was so anal about that stuff that if I got paint on the trim, I'd have to repaint the trim. If I got a line because I didn't roll it right, I would have to repaint that whole wall. Because paint was cheaper then. It was $12 a gallon or whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't 32, 45, So he had no problem with making me do it right. So I walk into a room, even to this day, I walk into a room and I look and I'm like, oh, they fucked that up.
Oh, yeah. I built a deck. My dad came over to help. Me and my brother built a deck on his house. And we're putting in the boards and we're doing 2 nails for every joist. And my dad walked in, he goes, We're 2/3 of the way done building a deck on his back of his house, and he looks at me and my brother and goes, 3 nails. So if for you guys who don't know, you put 2 nails in and go down.
Yep.
Every deck on earth is 2 nails.
Yeah.
And then my dad goes 3, and we look at my brother's ridiculously handy too. And we look at him, he goes, 3 means it lasts forever. And we had to go back, and this was 10 years ago.
Yeah,
but he's right.
That's right.
It's still great. So
yeah. Now, I'll be honest with you, that's one of the reasons I knew my stepdad was getting sick with Parkinson's, is because we were putting in a tile floor, and his grout line kept getting bigger. And I was like, yo, man, what are you doing? And he's like, it's fine. I was like, what do you mean it's fine?
Oh,
I was like, what do you mean it's fine?
wait a sec.
Wait a minute, you don't, what do you mean it's fine, you know? But yeah, I'm able to fix a car. Like my first Firebird I had, an 83 Firebird, I rebuilt the whole engine because of him, you know? So yeah. Yeah, it was a different time. It was a different era. So yeah, I learned a lot from both. I learned the comedy side from my dad. I learned the compassion and paying attention from my mother. Like I can tell, like if you notice, like I'll tell you when you get a haircut. You know, I can tell when the girl washes her hair. You know what I mean? Like I get all that stuff.
The little
from my mom.
details.
Like the little details. Like I notice the little details, and I'm not afraid to give compliments. You know, because of my mom. And my stepdad is the reason I can fix and build everything. You know. Yeah.
All right, Benjamin from Omaha, Nebraska. All right, Benjamin wants to know, I'm struggling with trying to figure this out and work these things out in my life, but can you guys describe your perfect weekend morning? What is the ideal way to start a weekend day for you guys?
Is this fantasy or is this reality?
Yeah, it'd be great if it was fantasy,
on a
but
beach, you know, if you can, you know, with a hot girl next to me, yeah.
And not have to worry about anything.
Not worry about anything. No, not do shit that whole day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you actually ever sleep in on the weekend or on a day off?
No. I try to. You know, sometimes I'll admit it. Sometimes I get so burned out, right? Because my job is literally high energy. Like I literally have to be on point, and be high energy because all my clients are tired.
Customer facing all day, baby.
Yeah, customer facing all day. And my clients are all tired and they're all stressed out, and they, you know, half of them don't want to be there. You know, if we can, they're like, ugh. So I gotta be the motivation. I gotta be like, let's go, let's do this. You know what I mean? And be amped up, so that my end day can feed off my energy and get amped. So sometimes I get really exhausted, and I literally will go, like, I call it hibernation, and just go in my room and just turn everything off and put the phone away. If we can sleep for like 8 hours, 9 hours, we can do it a day.
Yeah, well, you need it sometimes.
Yeah. So no, I mean, my perfect morning would be, you know, getting up with somebody I care about. You know, if we can having some fun in the morning, go and have breakfast. You know, and if we can maybe doing something with the kids. You know, if we can, you know,
on a solid weekend day, and it doesn't happen that often, but go into a diner and having a breakfast. First of all, and don't think, I know it's fitness related, so all that's out the window. But you know, when the family gets up sometimes on like a random Sunday and wants to go do breakfast at a diner, it's so good.
French toast and pancakes, and
all of it.
Steak and eggs. Yeah,
I am a fat fuck when it comes to that, because then I'll be like, because I don't go that often, so I'm like, I'll take a side of a short stack.
Yep.
And it comes with waffles.
That's exactly what I do.
And
That's
it
exactly
comes with all this stuff.
Give me the waffles with the strawberry whipped cream.
All of it.
I do it all. Yeah,
I'm here for today. Let's get it going.
Let's get it going, man. I'm going to burn it off in a couple hours anyway.
Yeah. All right. Maria from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I love listening to you guys. Shout out New Mexico. There's another place.
Yeah.
I love you guys. Listen to you guys all the time. You're becoming one of my favorite podcasts, especially for fitness and just fun. What are some of your guys' favorite podcasts?
Ooh, Joe Rogan.
Rogan's awesome.
Yeah, Rogan's awesome. I like Rogan. He's probably the only one I really listen to. You know, if I have an opportunity to listen to, I listen to a lot of motivational stuff. A lot of the stuff I listen to is like stoicism, you know, and stuff to, like, you know, be better. So like one of my goals right now is to control the beast and be calm at the same time. You know, like I was telling you at the gym, like I haven't been feeling like I wanted to work out. Mm-hmm. But now I got that fire back in me to work out and become the best I possibly can be. But being able to control that, like if I can control how I can be calm, lead the beast, lead the beast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I mastered another part of me, right? So I've been listening to a lot of motivational stoicism stuff right now. Yeah.
Every now and then I'll turn on YouTube and I'll put on a motivational compilation where someone cuts all the motivational quotes for like an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll listen to that and be on a treadmill for a while.
It's like that one that goes, the devil said, beware the storm. And I replied, I am the storm.
Well, I love Rogan, by the way. So I listen to it. I'm a podcast fanatic because there's something about the way my brain works, I take in. I listen to podcasts all day primarily because I'm educated on this stuff. I get educated.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite Rogan quotes, and I've heard Jordan Peterson say it, is it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Yeah.
About just being being a beast of a person and then being able to control it, right? So that's the way that people really should live. But I like Rogan, Theo Vaughn, Bad Friends.
Theo Vaughn's funny. I like Theo Vaughn. He's pretty funny.
Oh, he just
He
had
cracks me up, man. I would like to meet him in person.
Oh, he just had,
If I had to meet two people in podcasting, it'd probably be Joe Rogan and Theo.
Oh, they're great.
They're
Go
funny
down to
as
the
hell.
mothership in Austin. It'd be
I would meet Logan Paul too. I think talking to Logan Paul would be pretty cool. I used to hate those guys. I was like, who the hell are these punk kids? But now, I respect them a lot,
have
man.
to respect what
I
they.
respect them a lot, man. Like, especially watching Logan Paul wrestle.
Oh, he was on the
You know,
other night.
Yeah, he's freaking amazing wrestler. Like, go. Shout out to Logan Paul. But yeah, there's probably three. There's three right there I like to meet.
Look, when you're successful at something, you're always going to have haters, but you got to give those two so much credit. They have really, not only have they been in the limelight and been successful and built that, they're continuing their success.
Yeah, no, they're amazing.
Yeah, you really got to admire that. Whether you like them or you don't,
Yeah,
you have to admire what they built.
yeah. Respect it.
All right. Do you ever, Brad from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma?
What's up, Okies?
Is that what it Okies?
The Okies. Yeah,
All right,
Okies. You got Sooners and you got Okies.
Oh, Sooners are from Oklahoma, right?
Yeah,
That's like the college team.
yeah. Well, the Sooners. You know what a Sooner is?
It has something to do with the covered wagons, right?
So a Sooner. So we used to have property land grabs, right?
Okay.
So they would say, hey, on this day we're gonna, at this time of sunrise, we're gonna have everybody run out and grab your piece of land.
Okay.
So Sooners would get there before everybody else.
Oh.
So they were called Sooners. So they would get there before everybody else would get there and already pick up their plot of land before anybody else got there.
Nice.
So they were called Sooners. So you had Sooners and Okies. Yeah, there's your Oklahoma fun fact of the
Little
day.
fun fact of the
Little
day.
Fun. You know what's funny is I give fun facts to all my kids, right? I've always said, hey, you want a fun fact? Now my youngest son replies, he goes, hey, Dad, you want a fun fact? I'm like, yeah.
Yes.
I want a fun fact. Tell me a fun fact.
I had an interesting fact for today was 5 years ago that COVID was a thing.
5 years
I
ago,
think it was
COVID was a thing?
5 years ago today when we shut down everything.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think about it until I saw it in the news, and then they were showing like when they cut the NBA off. And I mean, it seems like forever ago, but it seems like it's not.
No, it seems like it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, really, right?
When the earth stood still.
And the earth stood still. All right, Brad from Oklahoma City wants to know, have you ever had an unusual nickname? Do you have a nickname? And is there a story behind your nickname?
So I got two nicknames. Three, actually, like two or three. I earned them all.
I heard them all.
I earned them all. So I didn't have any nicknames when I was growing up, man. My name's Chris. So nobody gives a nickname to a guy named
there's
Chris.
no Chris nickname.
There's no Chris nickname, man. It's like either Chris or Christopher, you know what I mean? But my first nickname was Kung Fu. I got that when I was doing martial arts and training people at the gym. Dwayne, my buddy Dwayne, gave me the nickname Kung Fu. He used to call me that all the time, Jim Kung Fu.
There
So
you
everybody
go.
started calling me that. And then my second nickname was Superman. I got that after I jumped over a bar. I was bartending and at this bar, and I literally jumped over the bar. Like I did the 1 foot Superman thing over top of everybody, and I took out 4 dudes. This is a true story. Take out 4. I knock them all into the wall. I push the one over, push him into a bunch of people.
Okay.
Bouncer grabs him. I grab the other one, trip his foot out from under him. At the same time I'm doing this, my hand is on the other two, pushing him this way, right? Trip him out, knock him on the ground, put my foot right on his chest, dude, right by his neck, hold him there, grab the other guy, throw him into the other bouncer. The other dude swings at me. I still got my foot on this dude, by the way. Still got my foot. I still hold him on the ground. Right? And this guy's trying to fight. I'm just, And the other dude comes swinging at me, and I hit him, right? And I knock him in the jukebox. He hits the ground. I grab the other dude that's on the ground, jack him up, dude, throw him into the other bouncer, and then I grabbed the dude that was back. So, I hit him in the jukebox, and I threw him out. And there's this local Puerto Rican gang that used to hang out in there, and this is back in Reading, Pennsylvania, and they're like, "Oh my God!" They're like, "Oh, Superman, you Superman!" And that was a terrible accent, by the
That
way.
was a great Asian Puerto Rican
Asian,
accent.
yeah, he's like,
By the
yeah,
way,
that was
and
great,
I'm
right?
Puerto Rican and Ming's
Right.
Asian, and we're both like,
I was trying to combine that. No, it didn't work. So they were calling me Superman. So I got the nickname Superman freaking when I was there. And then the last one I got was Ninja. And I got that again because I was working at a bar called 1402, and this huge riot broke out. It was like 1,200 people, and they were throwing bottles and chairs at the cops and everything. And this dude hit me, and he had long hair. He hit me, and I grabbed him by his hair, and I hit him, and then his boys jumped me. I don't know what happened from that point there, but my shirt was ripped off, and my thumb, I don't know if you can see it, my thumb like sticks out. If you can.
Was bent in the wrong direction.
Dude, it was killing me, man. And I was like, oh my God, my fucking thumb, you know? And this dude, who was another leader of another gang called the LDR, comes running over, and he's like, my ninja. He's like, look at you, dude. I was like, I don't know what happened, man. My thumb is killing me. He's like, you caught that guy's bar. Some guy tried to hit me with a bar stool, and I caught it. And I hit him back with it, and I knocked out 4 other dudes around me, freaking including the guy with the bar stool, so it was 5 altogether. But I don't remember doing, honest to God, I don't remember doing any of it. I just knew the dude hit me, and I lost my shit. And but yeah, I was very fortunate. So that was my 3 nicknames that I all earned, all of them. Yeah.
Nice. See, when you're Rodriguez, your nicknames are just always the same.
Yeah.
K-Rod, A-Rod, T-Rod. It doesn't
change.
It doesn't never change. Yeah. My high school, they used to call me Benny the Jet Rodriguez from
I like Benny the Jet.
The movie The Sandlot.
Benny and the Jet.
Yeah, it was a movie well, that's what it really was from.
That's what it's from, yeah.
And if anyone's old enough to see the movie The Sandlot, the kid who's the best on the team was the fastest. This is a Puerto Rican kid named Benny. They call him Benny the Jet.
Oh, yeah.
So
you're Benny the Jet.
I played baseball. That was
I'm gonna call you that every day at the gym now. You're Benny
the Jet.
The Jet.
I probably would turn and even be like, who the hell knows that from high school?
Everybody knows that now, Tony.
It's out in the universe.
Everybody knows that. They're all going to call you Benny the Jet now.
That's a great.
Benny the Jet.
I'll start singing the song.
Yeah.
All right, Omar from Cairo, Egypt.
What's up, Egypt?
What's up? Shout out, Egypt.
Shout out. Yeah.
I noticed when I go online, there's tons of fitness trends, and sometimes it gets overwhelmingly confusing. I'm trying to keep everything simple, but what is one fitness trend that you vowed to never try again that you've tried? Have you tried any like crazy fitness trends?
No.
Or have you seen any that are just like, what the?
Man, they're all like, all right. So maybe close to Billy Blanks. Remember Billy Blanks?
Oh yeah, he was
Tybo.
Tybo in the living room.
So I would say probably that was the only one but I was young when that came out, man. I was really
People
young.
used it though.
Yeah, and listen, it's functional. It does work. I mean, it's it's like you're not gonna don't know how to fight, but it works, right? If we can anything you do that you put some effort into that's physical, you will get results. So it's not really about the trend. It's about you making an effort is what it's about, And again, like with any trend, like, it's going to work to a certain point and eventually it's going to plateau. So you're going to have to do something different or increase something in that routine, whether it be the reps, the weight, the maximum effort you're doing. Something always has to increase to get better you plateau.
What was the white dude? Was he PX90? Was that the one where that was the next one, right?
Yeah, it was Tybo and then PX90.
Oh, Tybo.
Yeah, and then you had like Richard Simmons, freaking 90s old school.
Dancing to the 80s or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Shout out Richard Simmons. I think he died
Jane
last
Fonda.
year, right?
I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah, who knows?
All right. Simon we got confirmation from the team. Yes, he is no longer dancing on videos.
No. I thought like somebody took him and hit him. Like, didn't they hide him? Like,
nobody saw him for years.
Yeah, somebody was holding him hostage, right? It was like a big thing, right?
I don't know if they held him hostage, but I know he was missing for years, and he just showed up out of nowhere, and then.
Yeah, it was like a Britney Spears thing, I think.
Oh my God, that whole.
Yeah,
have you ever you're on social media? Have you ever followed her on Instagram?
Yes, it is.
I will say this. I tried to. Not because I'm a Britney fan, but I was trying to follow the whole conservatorship.
Yeah.
How they took her, someone was watching her money, and I was like, she's an adult. Why does anyone got to manage her money?
See her and you see why.
Oh my God, when you watch it now.
Yeah. When she was doing that thing with the knives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what are you?
She was on the look. It's the only. If anyone so it's probably one of the questions in here was like, what's a bad habit you have? I can watch her because it's such a train wreck. And it blows my mind that she's worth whatever amount of money. And she was on the other day talking about she was going back to kindergarten to start kindergarten all over again.
Well, good for her.
I was like, holy shit.
Education's key. Start somewhere, Brady.
Oh, my God.
What's up, Germany? How you doing, Germany?
Shout out, Germany. Simon from Anchorage, Alaska.
Anchorage, Alaska.
Shout out Anchorage.
Oh, shout out Anchorage.
All right. So many things bother me. Sometimes I find them to be too crazy. I'm trying to reduce how much stupid people bother me. But is there anything you guys consider an irrational pet peeve, or do you have a pet peeve in general?
A pet peeve?
Yeah. I have one, and it's the easiest one ever. I hate disrespectful people. drive me crazy.
Yeah, common courtesy's free,
Oh,
man.
it drives me crazy.
I hate disrespectful people too. That shit drives me.
Yeah, if I'm at I was just at a restaurant, my wife, and we're sitting at a table, and the poor waitress, the lady comes over and she's like, "Oh, how's everything?" And the table next to us, the woman was like, "This bread sucks." And we're like, and I'm like, and then you're watching it, you're watching it go down, and there's a part of you that just wants to say something. You just want to be like, would you shut up and leave this poor server alone?
Yeah.
And she started berating her about when the bread was baked. The free bread, the thing they give you for no money.
free.
And it took every ounce of my wife looking at me and going, don't do it. Don't say something. And I'm like, I don't want to fight. I'm like, I can't. I want to stand up for somebody when this poor woman's berating the server.
Yeah, I hate that stuff, dude.
I at some point I just turned around and I was like, the bread's free.
Yeah.
And I just looked. The husband looked at me. I was like, you're not getting up. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, his wife's already telling him what to do anyway. So.
Oh, it was so crazy. But any pet peeves?
Any pet peeves? I don't know. Common courtesy, I guess, like you said.
Do you get any from watching people in the gym? Put your weights away.
No, dude, I yell at people all the time for not putting their weights away. That just drives me fucking nuts. I tell them all the time. I'm like, because then I end up having to put them away, right? Like, you pay a lot of money, come here. Like, who's picking up your shit at home? You know what I mean? Like, you're at the gym, put your shit away. I made a video about it one day, freaking out, dude, when I was at Planet Fitness. I was like, motherfucker, you want to act like you're a big man with all this freaking heavy weight, but then you want to leave it on there for somebody else if we can take off? Like, then you're nothing but a piece of shit.
Nothing drives me more crazy in that gym. Well, a few things I won't say on there.
Yeah.
But when you watch it's always a guy, but he's got like 9 plates on there. He's banging out all this heavyweight, and then all of a sudden he just walks away and leaves it all there.
Yeah,
and
I hate when the guys drop the weight too. Like they drop it, like the cable machines, the guys like drop the weights. Like, man, come on, man.
You know what's more
Nobody
impressive
cares.
than you benching 405? Putting it away.
Put it away. Yeah, putting it away. That's impressive.
It's more impressive.
Definitely more impressive. That's definitely a pet peeve.
Sean from Dublin, Ireland.
What's up, Ireland?
Shout out Ireland. Shout out Ireland.
Shout out Ireland.
Shout out
What's up,
Ireland.
Ireland? How you doing?
Have you ever had an awkward celebrity encounter?
An awkward? Yeah, actually.
Look, I saw you smile on your face.
Yeah, I actually had awkward. Yeah, so you remember Pee Wee?
Pee Wee Herman?
No, the Weasel. The Weasel on MTV.
Why
He
do
was
I
a DJ.
guess?
He was a DJ on MTV.
Okay.
He was called the Weasel. Pauly Shore.
Yeah, Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore, right?
By the way, Mom owns the Comedy Store in LA. Never knew that.
That's where
Okay.
I'm going.
Oh, here we go.
So this is like when Encino Man came out, right?
Oh yeah, I remember
So
Encino Man.
he was still pretty popular then, right? And so I go into the comedy shop. I get free tickets to go to the comedy shop. Me and my oldest kid's mom actually go, and we go into the comedy shop. And people are like, "Yeah, who the hell is Pauly Shore?" I know. I'm dating myself right now. So freaking, I'm in the bathroom and I'm taking a piss, and he comes in right next to me, right in the next urinal, and I'm like, "It's a fucking Weasel, bro." I'm like, no fucking way. I'm like, oh, and I was a fan. I liked Pauly.
Yeah.
Pauly Shore was huge at one time.
He
you know
was
what I mean?
huge.
He was huge at one time, and he was all over MTV. So I was like, holy shit. And I was like, do I say something? I was like, oh, with my dick in my hand? I don't think so. I was like, no. I was like, that's just weird, right? This is weird. But I really wanted to say hi, So I waited. I washed my hands. He washed his hands, the freaking. And I was like, yo, bro. I was like, I like your stuff, man. And he's like, thanks. And that was our conversation.
The weirdest one I ever had was I ran into Jamie Foxx.
I met Jamie Foxx.
By the way, super talented, unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I met him in Miami, and
Oh, yeah?
4 days in a row, to the point me and him almost like went to blows.
Really?
I met a girl I was with, like friends,
Yeah.
walked up to him and said, "Hey, I really appreciate your work. You're really talented. Can I buy you a drink?" And he turns and looks her in the face and goes, "If I took a drink from everyone that bought me a drink, I'd be fucking drunk." And he goes, "I don't drink. I'm a Christian." I mean, like an asshole.
Wow.
So whatever, right? That night, we go into a club. Who's at the table next to us?
Jamie Foxx.
Drinking, pouring bottles of champagne all over, just drinking, right? I'm sitting right next to him, so I just lean over and go, "I thought you don't drink because you're a good Christian." So that started a whole thing, right?
That's fucking awesome.
Then the next morning at the Clevelander, one of the bars down in Miami, he's with all his boys, and I was with like 12 dudes, which you don't travel to Miami unless you're famous that way.
Yeah.
But I bought them all a shot of Sprite with grenadine in it. and had the
Funny as
bartender
shit.
send it
That's funny
down.
as shit.
That didn't go over
It's a
well.
Shirley Temple.
Bro, that did not go over
Shirley
well.
Temple. It's a freaking. Yes, that is. It's a Shirley Temple, bro.
So and then that night or the next day, I ran into him again, and literally we looked at each other. I mean, literally standing like next to each other like this, and he looks dead at me, and it couldn't have been any weirder. And he goes, "The universe keeps doing this to us." And he goes, "How about we just call it truce?" And I was like, "Truce," and that was
cool.
it. And that was it. And we never saw each other.
That's cool.
It was cool.
That's cool.
But he is. I mean, I don't know many people in the world that are more talented than that guy.
Kevin Green almost ran over me in a golf cart in San Diego. That was fun. And I was so excited to see it was Kevin Green because he was wrestling with the time, WCW.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, it was Kevin Green. I didn't even care. He almost ran me over. Yeah.
Do you play golf? You like golf?
I know how to play. I think it's a fun. I think it's it's a sport the Scottish made to drive people nuts. I mean, whoever came up with the idea of taking a cricket stick and hitting it at a ball that you can hardly see and to a hole that you can't even tell where it's at. It's only the Scottish. But it is a classic sport, and I do appreciate the game, and I do know how to play because me and my oldest son. It was something I thought that we could do when I'm old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One of those bonding experiences for them since they hated fishing.
Bro, I love golf. My wife, I just got her a set of clubs. I hope my son plays one day. But golf to me, if you get it, I mean, it's hard with work. Who has 5 hours to go just kill?
Everybody that I train.
Yeah, well, that's the best. When you have clients,
everybody
it's fantastic.
Everybody at the gym has, they all belong to these golf courses around here. We can, like that one, what is that? What the hell's the name of that one that's like 500,000 to join?
Oh, bro. I know what you're talking about. the Navasink River.
Yeah, the one at Clover Fire. What the hell is it?
When I moved in, because I live, well, I'm not gonna tell people where I live, but
Yeah.
let's just say I'm within walking distance. So my wife goes, we should join the country club.
Yeah, it's 500,000.
So I go,
and
okay.
They pick who joins.
Well, she goes. I looked into it. It's $4,000 to join, and I'm like, there's no way.
No.
I'm like, I don't think you know how this works.
400,000.
She goes, it's $4,000. So I go, look, if it's $4,000, we're going now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because it's for the people that like we just moved in. And sure enough, I go over there. No. And this is when I moved in. It was 400,000.
Yeah, 400,000 to join. Yeah, and they pick who plays. Like they pick. It's a very small club. It's a bunch of lawyers who own it. And you got people that fly in that golf club in helicopters. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's nuts.
So
Yeah.
I know we kind of answered this one last time, but the only reason I want to ask it again is because it comes from Tokyo, Japan.
Japan.
And we didn't get a
Konnichiwa?
Japan question.
Right? Konnichiwa.
By the way, konnichiwa, bitches, is one of the best sayings ever.
Yeah.
That's not cool. I say it all the time to people, and I think it's from probably like a Will Ferrell movie or something. Step Brothers.
That is the right language, right? Is that the right language?
Yeah, it's konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
I don't know if it's hello, goodbye, but I just always
yeah.
love going konnichiwa, bitches. Haruki from Tokyo, Japan.
What's up, Haruki?
Haruki,
I just want to say
shout
your
out. Yeah, well, I just wanted to add Tokyo.
Right.
I was like, we got to answer, so hopefully you're listening. If you could learn one new skill right now, like the Matrix style, just dropped right into your brain, what would it be?
Wait, what was the question again?
If you could learn one skill instantly, like the Matrix, they just plug that shit right into
One
your head.
skill instantly?
Just one skill.
Oh, man.
I'd want to be a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Really?
I'd want to skip the 10 years.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just like it. I mean, I love it. It's so hard work, but I mean, if I could just if I could just advance, I just like being really great at something.
I'd probably be Bill Gates.
Just be like a great investor.
Yeah, or no, Bill Gates freaking made it Microsoft, right? If you can,
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
If you can, or like the dude who came up with Amazon. Yeah, I mean, I
Jeff
don't know.
Bezos.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos. You know what I mean? Or Elon Musk. Like, I would if I had to pick one skill, I'd be super fucking smart.
It reminds me of what we're going through in terms of growing. One of the greatest pictures, if you've never seen it ever, what I would just do is Google it. It's him sitting in his in his house.
Oh, his garage.
Well, yeah, and it has
his
the
garage.
little Amazon written on a banner.
Yeah. No, he's sitting in his garage, man. Freaking,
Yeah,
looking like a Joe Schmo. And if we can, next thing you know, he's fucking.
and people probably told the guy no, and you suck, and no way. I didn't know his parents. His parents gave him money, so people don't know this. His parents are two of the richest people in the world
His
they
parents
were
are?
they were two of the early investors.
Oh, yeah.
And when they gave I think they gave him like $200,000 to start, and I think he was successful. His wife was super successful, and they both quit to start it. But they were both successful lawyers, I think, and quit that job to go start an Amazon book business in their garage.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, all right, so their story is kind of like, if you actually hear from the book company's standpoint.
The Barnes and Nobles of the world.
Yeah, they even the I'm not going to say anything. We love Amazon. They sell my book. So
Hey, look. You can say whatever you want about him, his life,
know.
that
He's a
business.
successful man.
That business makes life a lot easier.
Go Jeff Bezos.
Go, Jeff.
Go Jeff.
Work out
Right.
and you know how they
Yeah, if
found
you
out.
need a trainer, Jeff, I got you, bro.
By the way, you know how they found out he cheated on his wife?
No.
The Saudi Arabian government sent him a text message, and he just opened the number, and it instantly loaded it's called Pegasus, I think, and it immediately just takes everything off your phone. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to click a link, nothing. As
Great.
soon as it gets to your phone, and I think her brother gave the number or something, and then he was like, you know what? Don't matter. You can have 80 billion. He's like, I'm good.
Oh my God.
It's so
crazy.
so nuts.
Anyway, so did we answer that question?
Yeah, fitness. I think we did.
All right.
Oh yeah. So let's see. You ever go to New Orleans? Lucas Rhodes. Did you ever go to New Orleans
Yeah, I was in New Orleans for a day.
for a day? Did you like
a day.
it?
No. I wasn't there during Mardi Gras or any of this stuff, so I was there it was just a normal day. And it was also on my journey where I was quitting being, so I was being sober, right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of the wrong time to be in. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So I literally drove down the road, and then like the main strip is nice. And like from what I saw, this is my experience. There's no knock on New Orleans or anything like that. Like this is just my experience, right? Is I drove down the main strip, which was nice. Then the moment I went 2 blocks off the main strip, I was getting asked why I was there. Like,
You went the wrong.
Dude's like,
yeah.
what are you doing here, bro? And I'm like, I'm putting it out my
leaving.
window and I'm leaving. I'm like,
leaving?
oh my God. I was like, all right, I'm going to turn around and leave. So I left, but I was only there for a day.
Yeah, I'd never been there. Every now and then someone asks me to go. I feel bad because to your point, I've never been there, but I get the mix of it's awesome, or some people go, if you go at the wrong time, it's warm and smells like piss.
Yeah.
So,
Everybody pissed on the street.
it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
Jake from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm struggling because I find success in the gym and then I fail. And then I find success in the gym and then I fail. Do you guys ever feel like your continued success your success in the gym is continuous? Or do you ever hit these points where sometimes you feel like you go backwards and then have to go forwards again?
Yeah, all the time.
I think it's everybody, right?
It's everybody. We all hit a wall, man. If we can. I took 3 weeks off, just recently. And I feel like I got to go back at it really hard again. Listen, at the end of the day, psychology wise, it's body dysmorphia. It's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we all have it. Everybody, it is what it is. We all have it. But it's the same thing. Like it could be a bad thing or a good thing, right? So you could either use that to drive you to excel healthily and be healthy while you do it, and be better, or it could be damaging. Like there's people that take the unhealthy way to be, in shape and stuff like that. So you really just have to do the journey. And again, it's not about the goal, man, because every time you reach your goal, you're going to make another one. There's going to be another goal, another goal, another goal. That's the whole point. Like, the only time it's a waste is when you stop. It's the only time. Because here's the thing about getting in shape, right? It takes dedication. It takes consistency. It takes a good work ethic, man, and to push yourself, push yourself to muscle failure when you work out. That's the biggest, keyest thing, man, is don't waste your time being in motion, man. Get in there and make sure you're sore. Make sure you're pushing yourself, right? But once you hit that point where you're in shape, then you have to maintain it. You have to keep moving up and leveling it, because the moment you stop, it takes nothing to lose your gains.
Oh, yeah.
Now, on the flip side of that, like if you stop, say something happens, you get too busy at work, life happens, you miss a couple months.
Muscle memory.
Muscle memory is a great thing, right? So it might have took you 6-7 months to reach a certain goal. If you take 3 or 4 months off, it'll only take you 2.5 months or a month and a half, depending on how much you work, to get back to that same point again, because you have muscle memory. But, again, that all depends on what you ate, what you did, in that time off, right?
Well, they always say it's hard. It's actually, for people who don't realize it, it's easier to get in shape. It's harder to stay in shape.
Yes.
But to your point, yeah, a lot of people don't realize when you take off for a while, they feel like it's going to be about a month or so in. If you can stay consistent, your muscle memory really does.
Yeah.
It does come right back. So, Liam from Chicago, Illinois, love you guys so much. I have to know this. I hope it's not a weird question. If you had a warning label on you, what would it say?
Fucking hot mess. That's right here across my forehead. Fucking hot mess. Yeah, I don't know. That'd probably be my warning label. Fucking hot mess.
Fucking hot mess.
Fucking hot mess. That'd be my. We should have shirts made to say that.
There you go.
Advice unfiltered.
With the label, and the label should read,
Yeah.
fucking hot mess.
Yeah, we're gonna take that. Fucking hot mess. Advanced advice unfiltered.
That's actually a really good one.
Yeah,
I actually
I like that. I like that.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Don't anyone steal. Now someone's going to come out
Yeah,
and start,
somebody's gonna steal it from us now. I know.
start having good days. All right, Jackson from Charlotte, North Carolina. How do you particularly recharge after having a tough or stressful day? Do you this where you paint or just kind of shut down or?
Yeah, well, that's what I used to do. I used to paint, right? I used to paint and get off of social media and stuff like that. Man, I guess I don't know. It's hard for me right now. So because I'm in a spot in my life right now where I don't have a lot of time, to unwind. I think when it gets warmer out, I'll probably be hanging at the beach a little more.
Oh,
You know what I mean? I'll be going to the water and hanging out at the beach and doing that stuff. I used to use the gym to unwind, but because I'm there all the time now, it's not. It's not my place to zen. It's work. You know what I mean? It's work. It doesn't matter.
People come up to you, talk to you.
Yeah, like it's just I'm constantly on. I'm on the show. I'm constantly on the show when I'm there.
Yeah,
I have to be on point.
You have to
right?
be on point.
So it's not relaxing for me anymore. Hanging with my kid is always relaxing for me.
Yeah, it's a good one.
If I had a significant other, sex is a great way to release stress.
There you go.
Gets those endorphins high up, and freaking gets I think it's a great way to relieve stress. It's one of those things that when you have that connection, and you get to go to that what do I want to say here, that orgasm zone, that explosion of the universe,
the big O.
The big O. When you get that explosion in the universe, it releases a whole bunch of endorphins, and you can actually kind of just recalculate, rebreathe, and recenter. So here's the thing. So men before, this is a true fact, by the way, men before they have sex are in a euphoric state and not thinking properly, right?
Of course.
Women are before sex.
Okay.
After sex, men think more rationally and are back to normal.
Yeah, baseline.
Where women aren't.
Okay.
So
It's so strange, right?
Right. It's a very strange thing, right? So men get in this euphoric zone before the sex. Women hit that euphoric zone after sex. Freaking, which I thought it was pretty fascinating.
Well, it is fascinating.
Yeah.
Especially as a guy, because that when the whole thing is done, there is it's like I'm good now.
I'm good now. Like I can focus on other shit. Like I used to tell people all the time, man. I used to tell people when I was dating somebody, I was like, listen, you can save a life today.
You can save a life today.
Because I do. When it's been a certain amount of a certain long period of time, I get a little crazy.
Yeah.
I think a little fucking. I think I blow things out of proportion sometimes. I get a little angry. I get a little triggered. I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So when I do have a healthy partner, and I'm definitely more relaxed and more. Centered.
I know I'm going to travel tomorrow. I know I'm flying back late at night. My wife will be like, "How was your day?" And the only thing in my head that gets me through it is I call them butt hugs and cuddles, bro. I just want to hug up on my wife's ass, and I just want to. And I just
who
want to
doesn't like butt hugs? That should be on our next shirt. Butt hugs. Advice unfiltered.
I had such a stressful, I don't want to call it stressful, but we have so much going on. Podcast is great.
Yeah.
I'm helping my buddy in Ohio work, so I'm traveling all over the place. And and you asked me about because we were just talking about this weekend, and I'm like, I got to gym a little later. And all I wanted to do was hang out with my wife and knock it out of bed, and that was it. And I was like, and by the way, my son has been wanting to play basketball, which I used to love as a kid. So that's been a lot of fun. But hugging up,
butt hugs all day.
Butt hugs all day long.
Butt hugs all day.
All right, Derek from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we're getting close to wrap up time.
What's
PA, man?
All
right, Pittsburgh, PA. As we're bringing this to a close today for episodes, it always flies by so fast.
Dude, it goes by so quick, man.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Derek from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. What is a parenting decision you swore you'd never make, but you ended up making it anyways? I swore up and down because I come from a divorced home that I would never get divorced.
Yeah.
And I looked at my son and I cried my face off for years feeling bad about it. And then I realized it made I didn't want to say it. I'm not going to say it. It's not going to come out right. It was a better decision for him in terms of not being in a home that was horrible for him to be in. But I cried for years about that because I swore I was like, oh, it's a mistake. It's never going to happen to me. No. And then it does, but in the end, it all worked out.
That's probably. I have to agree with that. So that's something I still have a hard time with. So both my kids, I swore, like I said, I made that deal with myself when I was 7 on that plane that I would never let my kids miss me for a day or know what it's like to not see me, and I failed on that. I failed with both my kids on that. You know what I mean? I freaking and I do hold some resentment and some guilt towards it. You know what I mean? Like I wish I got to see my kids every day. You know, I wish I got to see them every morning. Could put them on the bus, and be there when they're sick or when they get scared at night. Like I missed all that shit. You know what I mean? So that would probably be my biggest thing that I wish I would have did better at. I wish I could have did something better, but I didn't. It was out of my hands. In both situations, it was out of my hands. There was nothing I could have did to save either one of those relationships. So I did the best I could. From as being a father that has a kid in a split home.
Well, I would tell you, and you know this, and you're similar to me. It's like my son's out of state. First of all,
so is mine.
And I will say this, and I'm sorry, this is the way I feel about it. It's fucked up that the guy has no real I didn't even have an option.
There
was no option.
No.
I wasn't getting him, and it was just you're the man. You'll see him every other weekend.
Yeah,
and
you're gonna pay this.
And so and that sucked. And I remember, and this is for some people out there. I told my wife, because my wife, she was so upset with me for years because I would always be the bigger person. And she never understood it. And I kept telling her.
No, I used to get the same shit, man. Like, why? I would get told why you let her run all over you.
Yes. And I'm like.
And it's not about her.
It's not about her.
It's not about her. It's about what's best for my kid.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And what I would tell everybody is my son finally, I don't want to say finally, but my son came to me when he was just a little over a year ago. And he's like, I want to move in with you. And I didn't want him to have to go through that what happened for him to have to move in with me. But I will say, I'm glad those 14 years I was the bigger person because he's comfortable. He loves where he's at. And now I do. It's part of why we talked about it on one of the episodes. I get up every day and he's 6, almost 17. I make him breakfast every day.
Yeah.
I drive him to school even though he has a bus because I missed all those years. And I feel like I'm making up for them. And nothing makes me happier in the morning to get up and he's home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and by the way,
you probably agree with this, right? So you've been doing this for how long? 14 years?
I've been going back, about 14 years.
Yeah, so I've been doing this. I've been doing this again for 8 years, right? 9 years almost. And the toughest thing, I guess dads don't talk about this, and it's probably something we should nail on the head here. Is the toughest thing, man, is when you take your kid home, especially when you make a long drive like we do.
Yeah,
is the silence.
It's tough.
It's the silence, right? Because your kid makes a lot of noise. You know what I mean? He talks a lot. Hey dad, hey dad, hey dad. Check this out. See this, dad. And a lot of parents who have their kids all the time take that stuff for granted. That attention that the kids want. That eye contact. That look what I can do. Look what I can do thing.
Yeah.
And most parents that have their kids 24/7 are like, oh God, what does he want now? Where I love that, and I literally stop everything I'm doing. I'm like, all right, what's up, bro? Show me, and I will take that 30 seconds for him to show me something, even though he's probably shown me it 100 fucking times.
Yeah,
I'll still take that time as a moment, because the moment I drop him off and I start making that 2.5 hour drive home, there's nothing.
There's
right?
nothing.
There's nothing. That's silent. That's that. What you just heard right there. That silence is the toughest part about having to drop your kid off, because at the end of the day, you don't want to. You know what I mean? Like I never want to drop my kid off, man. I always wanted to freaking hang out and stay and But yeah,
one of the toughest things for me was I had to get out of the habit of saying this, and he actually said it to me one day. I go, I got to take you home, buddy. I got to take you home, buddy. And for years in my head, I'd be like, and one day he finally, as he got older, he said to me, he goes, Dad, I am home. I am home.
Yeah.
And it really, look, I would just say this as we wrap this up. This is why I have cried a million tears. I have. It's been heartbreaking for me. It was the worst. Yeah. The weekend, him not being there, all I ever wanted to do was be a better person, be a better dad. Worked on myself constantly. Tried to just make sure he had everything he needed, and that's all I ever cared about. I moved to wherever I could to be close to him. I made a lot of decisions that don't really make sense unless you didn't know what options you really had. But in my life, that's just what worked out. Yeah. In the end, it worked out. But that love I have for that kid, I wouldn't change it for the world. And I'm so happy. Every moment I get to spend time with him is like the greatest. That's why I immediately saw today when you had posted it. You guys on the beach. Yeah. Immediately, I was like, oh, so I love this. This is what. This is what life's all about.
That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's all about. Let's do one more question quick. One more.
All right.
So we don't end on a bit of sad note.
No, all right.
It's kind of sad, right?
Well, What's your favorite position? No.
Yeah, what's your second favorite position?
If you could you stand up and show us how you put that leg in
Leg
the
on my
one
shoulder.
area? All right. Let's see. So, let me look for one more. I've got so many. It's so unbelievably funny.
Somebody wrote top reverse cowgirl. Yeah.
I
like to do the work. I'm sorry. I like reverse cowgirl, but I like doing work.
Hey, girl on top is one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Reverse cowgirl's fine.
Yeah.
But I think then you start getting into some acrobatic type shit. But
Yeah, no.
I have fun back there.
Listen, I will say this: as far as exercise go, reverse cowgirl, great way to work on your glutes and your legs. Yeah. No. Anyway.
All right, Amy from London, England. We're going to end on a positive, inspirational note.
There we go.
There
In
we
England.
go. What is a dream that you've had that you haven't fulfilled yet, but you know you will hope to fulfill one day?
Oh, being financially, I want to be financially free and have that fuck you money.
What would you do with the first fuck you money? Like, what's the thing? Or is
what I would do
is
first?
it a thing or is it a place or like what's the?
I would invest in a property first, and then I would
if you had real fuck you money, like
fuck you money,
like real, I signed with Spotify for $300 million. Fuck you money.
Fuck you money. I would get a nice house somewhere warm, and then I would fucking travel. I would invest the rest of the money if we can, investments and travel. And honest to God, I would get off of social media and I would have somebody else running social media for me, and I would just focus on the podcast and my kids. That's what I would do. I'm not doing this for fame, man. I care less if everybody knows who the fuck I am. I want that fuck you money so that way I can freaking have that legacy for my kids and have that generational wealth. And I know it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because we're putting work into it. It's just gonna take some time.
Hey, I've always said this: if I ever won the lottery, I'd find a place, I'd build a neighborhood, I'd give a house to all the important people in my life, so that we could always meet there like one time a year.
Yeah, no, I would definitely share the wealth with the people that I care about.
And then my brother, my parent, nobody works anymore. And to your point, I don't know anything's better in life than traveling.
Yeah, no, I'd want to go experience everything, man. I'd want to go see the world for what it is, and what I think would be ideal right now, because we are doing really well because of all of you watching, right?
Yes, thank all of you for watching.
Thank you all, freaking, because without you, there would be no show, right? It would just be me and Tony sitting there talking to each other with Ming, right? No offense, Ming. You know what I mean?
We love you, Ming.
We love you, Ming. But the fact you guys all watch is amazing, and I know for a fact, like, this is going to take off. This podcast is going to take off. I have no doubt in my mind, and being able to travel and do the podcast and meet all you people, like, that'd be freaking amazing. Like, you know what I mean? Like we would go to each like state, each country, and be like, do a podcast and have everybody there, and then do live questions and be like, what's your question, bro? And freaking, or and I think that'd be amazing. That'd be fun. That'd be a really good time and a great way to experience the world and bring us a little closer. I think because especially us being older men, from America, if we could actually come over and show that we're not all bad, like we're actually pretty fun, man, and kind of just spread the love a little bit,
America needs some love in the world right now.
We show some love.
We need some love.
We need some love, and just if we can, and just show that we're not all separated by our nations, but that's only by our individual choices, that we're actually all pretty much a common. Here's the biggest thing. Here's a big common denominator.
Oh, here we go.
And we'll end it on this. A big common denominator that we all forget about is we all want the same thing. The thing that separates us is how we get there, right? So, but we all want the same thing. We want a safe place to live, for our kids to grow up in a safe place, to be able to get the education that we all feel like everybody deserves. And at the same time, man, love thy neighbor. You know what I mean? Like, yo, bro, say hi to my neighbor, and be cool with that. Like, we all want the same thing. I think if we all go back to that general core thing, those values, that we want to be a big family, I think we all get along a lot better at the end of the day, because it's what we all really want. We all want that, be able to go to the grocery store and get some food, and be able to break bread with the people that we care about, and have that individual and at the same time society freedom. So if we can bring that as a podcast, that'd be amazing, right? That'd be freaking cool as shit. You know what I mean? Bring that common denominator that we're all bleed the same blood. You know what I mean? Breathe the same air.
All right, so as we wrap this up before Chris brings us home, just a reminder, if you joined us, thank you so much for joining us on live. This is what we do behind the scenes. We answer your questions. You can submit them. You can email them in. You'll see us cut things out. The actual podcast will drop on Thursday. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok. But most importantly, first off, I just want to give a special shout out. I've been watching my feed. I know a lot of my friends and family have joined, and which was great today to see. More people are joining, more people are supporting. I didn't even promote a post, and I'd see, almost 10,000 people commenting and looking at some of the clips we've made. And but I say it every episode. We really, really, really mean it from the bottom of our heart. Building the community, you guys helping us, you guys interacting and sharing the love. And actually, it was funny because somebody actually posted, "Who are these guys?" And one of the people who watched the show commented something along the lines of, "Hey, they're really two really great guys who have great advice and have some funny stories to tell." So I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate what's going on. And I love the fact that we're 6 episodes in with a long way to go. So
no, we're growing. We're showing and growing. We're showing and growing, and we're doing it together. And yes, we're doing this podcast every Tuesday. And yes, the name of my book, It Was Never Just About Me, The Journey to Save My Life. You can find that on Amazon. As always, man, it's always a pleasure watching all of you and having you be a part of the show. And we appreciate it, man. We're very grateful for everybody watching. As always, man, we believe in you. We believe in the best in you. I'm your host, Christopher David. That is Tony Rodriguez, and this is Advice Unfiltered.